Come here now, girl.
Hello and welcome to WhatsMap, your one-stop shop for everything workshop. I'm BonBonB and you're very, very welcome. Right, it's Tuesday. Tuesday is request day. Today's map's requested by the creator, and it's a creator we have done in the past. Not just that, but I have redone them in the past as well. Yes, talk about that in a few moments' time. Now, it's a real-life location, set back in time. This is very roughly what the land was like before we started redeveloping it. When I say we, I mean the locals, for a major city. Now, before we get started, of course, I've got to remind you about your BonBonBingo card. Link is at the top of the description. Go and grab your free one now and play along. Hopefully you'll be a winner today, because it's nice to be a winner, isn't it? But if you're not going to be a winner, sometimes it's good to be a commiseratory second place. And a very good way of doing that is by supporting the channel with a click of the like button. That's right, commiserating with me is a very good way of supporting the channel. It doesn't work, does it? No. Shall we try a different one tomorrow? Yeah, we'll do that. Today's map is St. Petersburg, Ingria, 1705. And then what I assume is the same in Russian by YuriVII. Yes, YuriVII is back. There's your start square, a little bit of a flashing icon going on there in the middle of the castle. We will get to that bit later on. Terrain heights, it was very marshy back in 1705 was St. Petersburg. There's your resources. I say they're good and strong, certainly strong enough to work for a decent city build. And then if you have Sunset Harbour and you want to do some fishing, your fishing map will look like that. Off to the workshop. Oh, what do we need? Well, what do we need is the question. Well, it's a mass transit map. You will need mass transit for this one. 81 tile mod is listed there as a requirement. I'm going to say yes, it is, or an equivalent. We'll be using the realistic version 1.2.13 Boreal and the realistic 1.2 LUT. So, one or two trees on the road there to start off with. YuriVII. Where have we done them in the past, and why have I redone them in the past? Oh, hey, hang on, before we get down to that, I think we're going to find a little bit of a janky or a jinky. Here it's a janky there, a little bit of a janky going on there, and there's a few of them as we go along. I think it's fair to say that even by their own admission, YuriVII would say that networking isn't their strongest skill. And hey, listen, we all have skills and we all have weaknesses, and so for Yuri, its networking's probably not the strongest. Now, where have I done them? Oh, I haven't researched it long enough. Darn it! Where's my notes? Vilachevskaya Bay was previous one of theirs that we did. It was a snowfall map, and I loved it. Although the networking was frankly not very good. And I figured, hey, do you know what? I love this enough that I want to redo it. Now, I redid it, not as a snowfall map, but as a volcanic map. And so, yes, if you've seen my map Volca, that takes the work of YuriVII and it just changes it completely. And I've just had fun with it. I just had fun with it. And what YuriVII seems to be very good at doing is finding locations which are uber interesting. Intersection there. Again, I'm not going to say this is the prettiest intersection I've ever seen. Definitely a bit of a hard shoulder coming down the side there. And we have a tree clipping through the highway as well. And a few more trees to follow. So, yeah, they're very good at finding out that village of Skya Bay, which is out in eastern Russia. I mean, way out in eastern Russia. Just before you start getting off to the Bering Straits, that kind of area. And then this one, the marshlands of St. Petersburg, before it got developed. Which, I'll say, they're very good at finding. Oh, this road here, we'll join up with that in a minute. It's an alternate route to the routes that we are taking. Yes, I know the intersection is going to handle a huge weight of traffic there, but again, I would say the whole network is going to have to be reworked to some degree as you go about with your city build. Heading up now to, I'm going to call the Start Square intersection, because this is a proper intersection, whereas that last one was, well, it wasn't really, was it? And that one works quite well, I feel. A little bit of height alignment there, which is showing a little bit of blue mantle from a distance. Yes, now, I said something about the 81 tile mod. I do feel that on today's map, the 81 tile mod is an absolute essential. If not the 81 tile mod, the 25 tile mod, or some mod where you're going to be able to unlock extra tiles, along with obviously switching off anarchy so that they don't show through the roads, or not having anarchy where these trees won't show through the roads anyway. Yeah, there's one for your bingo card. If you're seeing trees under the roads, there's definitely some trees under the roads on today's map. We'll follow this road. It's going to bear off to the left now. These roads are all based on the real life map of the time, of which Yuri has included an image on the image reel on the workshop. Then this is that road that I said we'd join up with in a moment. So that's the alternate route coming down that way. Got a little village on the go here. I know we have, it goes into a dirt track, and we got a bit of a flooding going on here. But it's actually like a river rather than just like a loose bit of flooding. So it's intended. That is absolutely intended. And then we go back on to Tarmac Road as we head down in towards the Start Square. Now, that flooded road there, for me, is a wee bit of a problem. Now, you can say, oh yeah, but we can upgrade that when we get out this way. And I would agree. I cannot disagree with that argument. You would upgrade that once you get out to that area and like clearing all these... it's marshland. We're expecting to find some grasses and weeds and stuff on these roads. I can buy into a lot of this. I can buy into a lot of this. This is the Start Square area over here. You're going to do a lot of draining of this area. This is one thing of this area. It's going to be a lot of draining before you can really utilize it to its fullest. Just one or two areas along here. Just need the banks built up a little bit, and you would be clear of all of that. But that is the only route into the Start Square. So if you're going to play base game rules, let's follow the rail for a moment. If you're going to play base game rules, then to get any traffic in, you are going to have to upgrade that road. To be able to upgrade that road, you're going to have income, or you're going to have to use a mod, the 81 tile mod or the 25 tile mod, unlimited money or whatever, to build a bridge or to elevate the road high enough so that it no longer floods and traffic can get into your city. Now, I can go with the story. I can go... we've got a little bit of a dip down here with the rail. The rail should stay level, ideally. But never mind, it's not too bad. It's not the worst, far from the worst. But yeah, I think in terms of the story, I can buy into the story that the road would be flooded. You need to upgrade it. But in a city builder game where the base game dynamics kind of require you to have traffic, I think I'd rather have maybe a side road or something like that being flooded, or a secondary road, or a road on the other side of the map, not the one road that connects up into the middle of the Start Square. Oh, we've run out of rail. Tell you what, let's take an intermission. We'll come back for more straight after this message. And so back to St. Petersburg, Ingria 1705 by YuriVII. Shipping routes, we have got pretty much everywhere shipping routes, out at sea and going up into the rivers. So if you're looking to do some shipping routes up and down rivers, this is actually a map for that. So that would work quite well. We managed to stay up the middle of the rivers. We don't have any major jinky jankies or craziness going on, and certainly nothing that goes cross country. So I'm going to say actually all credit there, and the bridge, which is probably high enough to get from the shipping underneath to a certain degree. Okay, water flow. We have a river with strong water flow. All credit for this one as well. The amount of river maps that we get where there just isn't enough water. And this is fine. This is absolutely fine. Flowing right the way through the, yeah, it's a lot of drainage. I tell you what, it's a marsh map. It's a marsh map. You're going to have to do a little bit of, I'd quite like to play this under base game rules, just building up the banks where you can to stop the flooding. Try and work it all out. I think that's a good plan. But yeah, what a map for building on if you're looking for a marsh map. All of these areas, yeah, drainable, just in little areas, just to stop it all, let it all evaporate away, and then start building your new city of New St. Petersburg, or New Leningrad, I guess. One or the other. Ingria apparently is the name of the area. This is like a part of the world called Ingria, which is something that I learnt with my little bit of research. I was wondering, what does that mean? I wonder if it means flooded. We have some drowned trees. Ah, yes, they've got their trunks on. There's way too many down here, and this is not a believable marshland look down here. So those are drowned trees. But the marshland areas are believable, and quite like this bridge, even though it's all slanting one direction. I think that works with the terrain that we have on the side of the map there. So I'm okay with that. I think that's just something a little bit different. We've got a couple of castles. This one is Pointy. It's my birthday castle. We've got a WV, yeah. A castle in the middle of the walls here. And it's I've done no research as to what these castles actually refer to from history, but they are obviously very symbolic of something great from the early days of what is a great city, one of the great cities of Europe. I think that's fair to say. And down here we have, it's another walled area. I don't think this is a castle so much as maybe the old city walls or something. And then we have a church in the middle. One majestic church. Absolutely beautiful. Now, churches aside, we should probably do another church. This is a great one. We should do another church. I tell you what, let's head off to the start square and have a church asset of the day. I think that's what we'll do. We'll pull the camera back. This is a beautiful thing. This is a very beautiful thing. And of course, if you don't subscribe to it, it just won't appear there. And you can get on and do your own style of city build. But yeah, there's one for your collection. Asset of the day? Yes, it's church time. And it's my Portuguese time. Here we go. Santorio Nossa Senhora Auxiliadora, Brazil. And hang on, I haven't got my creator's name down. Oops, my bad. Creator is Costas667. There you go. I know it's on your screen now, but it's missing from mine. And factoids, because factoids. Fewer than a quarter of the inhabitants of India can speak the country's official language of Hindi. Now, again, this is a book from the 80s. I don't know if that has changed or whether those numbers have got lessened or larger. Who knows? But tomorrow's factoid is a hysterical one. Definitely dates the book. Anyway, Santoria Nossa Senhora Auxiliadora, Brazil by Costas667. Today's asset of the day. It's kind of been outshone a little bit by the other church, really, that one. But listen, we've got churches from all over the world in today's map. But what do you think of today's map? This is the thing, it's all about the map. It's all about the map. Is it a 1-star map? Is it a 5-star map? Is it somewhere in between? Your vote really does count. We use it at the end of the month for the Viewer's Choice Top 10. Will this be one of the top 10 maps of the month? Only you can decide. Hit the I button now in the top right hand corner of your screen, or the link in the description to take you to the voting page where you can vote for free. But what do I think of today's map? Well, I mean, I love Yuri's previous work. This one, This one, I like it. I like the concept. I certainly like the idea of taking the area of a major city, prehistory, and redoing it completely from scratch. I love the idea of it. Aesthetically, it sells itself to me as a marsh map without being glorious. So I'm going to go for 3 stars. I'm going to go for a high 3 because it does the job. Detailing, networking is Yuri's weakness, and we do have some swathe of drowned trees going on. I've got to go 2 stars. I'm going to go high end of 2 stars. It's very nearly into 3 stars. Gameplay, again, I like the idea of it. It doesn't quite make life easy for you to get started though, and I think there's more that could be done for it. We'll go 3 stars. We'll go high end of 3 because it looks like it could be fun. St. Petersburg, Ingria, 1705 by YuriVII. Yeah, if you want a marsh map where you have to drain the areas and do a lot of work with your networking, that could be a map for you. It could be. If that's not your bag, then I would steer well clear. Or you could visit it later. If you're still here, you're part of the 20 and out elite. You still enter the day into the comments to score yourself some population points just for fun. And I'll be back tomorrow with another map in the What's Map series. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you very, very soon.